Hello and welcome back to Around the World. Today we'll visit some spooky places. Stay the night if you dare. These hotels have got dark histories, ghostly guests, and plenty of unsettling stories to tell. The terrifying potential of hotels is immediately apparent if you've seen Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. Several hotels have experienced their fair share of grittier events, whether they go back a few years or several centuries. And these disturbing tales give rise to some intriguing ghost stories, puzzling mysteries, and superstitious beliefs. Former forts, jails that have been repurposed, and eerie mountain getaways are also among the ranks. If you're feeling courageous, stop by and spend the night. Here are our top picks for hotels throughout the world that will leave you feeling utterly uneasy. It should come as no surprise that a Sydney hotel has a reputation for paranormal activity, given that Sydney has a reputation for being one of the most haunted cities in the world. The Russell Hotel, which was built in 1796, has served as a sailors' hostel, a prison hospital, a bubonic plague quarantine facility, and an unauthorized brothel, among other uses. The unidentified sailor who was slain by a call girl is the most well-known ghost of the Russell Hotel. The sailor's spirit is rumored to haunt room 8 in some sick afterlife retaliation, but only when ladies stay there by themselves. The hotel itself is not short on spooky occurrences, with numerous reports of staff and guests seeing spirits, sounds of someone walking, screaming, and the general feeling of a presence. The famed Stanley Hotel, opened in 1909 by Freelan Oscar Stanley, the hotel is considered one of the most haunted hotels in the U.S. There has been accounts of doors slamming, beds shaking, lights flickering, and the voices of children floating through the hallways. After visiting the Stanley Hotel in Colorado in 1974 with his wife and children, Stephen King was inspired to write The Shining. They were the sole visitors to the 140-room establishment, and King had his inspiration for the novel while staring into the snowy Rockies after a nightmare. King stayed in room 217, an odd decision given that it's thought to be the most spooky room in the establishment and home to the spirit of a chambermaid who was thrown through the floor and fractured both ankles in an explosion in 1911. The tavern is also supposed to be frequented by the spirit of the building's original owner, Freelan Oscar Stanley, and King's Pet Cemetery was partly inspired by the nearby Pet Cemetery. Fairmont Banff Springs has many ghost stories since it opened in 1888, none is more prominent than the bride who fell down a staircase to her death in 1920. A veiled figure traversing the stairs has been regularly reported. Another story centers on room 873, the purported scene of a family murder. There, many visitors claimed that they were shoved out of bed or had their pillows knocked from under them. Sam Macaulay, the former chief bellman of the hotel, also has an amiable spirit. Long after Sam's passing in 1975, several visitors have related conversations with a man wearing plaid clothing and matching Sam's description. Once a women's asylum, the Chateau Tongariro is said to be a haunted hotel at the foot of Mount Ruapehu in New Zealand. The ghost of a nurse named Charlotte, who passed away there, as well as other unidentified patients who committed the S-word while residing on the property, are both mentioned by hotel staff. Doors open and close randomly, curtains frequently move, and fires frequently sputter and go out. Although you are surrounded by some quite luxurious accommodations, the location's remoteness undoubtedly contributes to the eerie feeling. The Farnsworth House Hotel served as a safe haven for Confederate sharpshooters during the Civil War, and Mary Virginia Jenny Wade, the only civilian resident, was tragically wounded by a stray bullet. According to legend, the mansion is currently haunted by several soldiers who can be heard walking around and playing music. Also, it has been said that they occasionally go into visitors' bedrooms. Numerous visitors speak about shadowy figures that prowl the apartments at night and are said to be the spirits of young men who perished in the war. There are numerous hotels in the American South that date back to the 1800s, many of which have a fascinating and illustrious past. Consider the Bourbon Orleans Hotel, a historic inn that was originally built as an opera theater in the early 19th century with influences from Paris. The theater was bought by a local nunnery in 1881, converted into an orphanage and female academy, and used as such until the sisters sold it and had it rebuilt as an elite hotel in the 1960s. Numerous stories abound about the Bourbon Orleans Hotel, several of which relate to its past as an orphanage and its local regional history. Some guests have reported seeing a mysterious figure dancing in the hotel's treasured Orleans ballroom, with others alleging they've witnessed the ballroom's drapes moving, as though someone were hiding behind them. Others have claimed to see the ghost of a Confederate soldier, known ominously as the Man in the Hotel, wandering between the third and sixth floors of the hotel. Most disturbingly, past guests have also claimed to see ghostly children traveling around the hallways, their soft footsteps echoing throughout the hotel, almost certainly stemming from the hotel's past existence as an orphanage. Still other guests have detailed sightings of nuns and shadowy female figures, related to the hotel's time as a convent, an all-female school, and a medical ward in the decades past. Tulloch Castle in Scotland is rumored to be haunted by the ghost of Elizabeth Davidson, a daughter of the previous owner, who is described as a lady in green. If you catch her, you'll notice that she seems to be a bit of a downer. She's frequently seen moping in the corridors while repeatedly asking why. Visitors claim that she exudes an overwhelming sense of melancholy. Sinister. The Roosevelt in Los Angeles is the place to stay if you enjoy your ghost stories with a dash of glitz. The inaugural Oscars ceremony was held at the Roosevelt 2 years after it debuted in 1927, solidifying its glamorous reputation. Brad Pitt and Marilyn Monroe have both stayed there, but it seems that some visitors just don't want to go. Staff who clean Marilyn's former room claim to have seen Marilyn's reflection in a mirror, room 1200. It has also been claimed that actor Montgomery Clift's troubled ghost wanders through his favorite chamber and plays his trumpet in the hallway. Several men in sharp suits or tuxedos, and a young girl in the foyer are among the other non-celebrity ghosts that are rumored to be seen about the hotel. Ballyseed Castle in Ireland houses the female version of Casper the Friendly Ghost. The last of the Blennerhassett family, Hilda, who constructed the current castle in the 18th century and is a very kind spirit, haunts the hotel. She frequently hangs out in the Crosby room, her old bedroom, and is rumored to leave the premises smelling like rose petals. Hilda enjoys gazing out the window at the estate and has been known to talk with guests. She has even made a few fortune-telling predictions. Dragsholm Slot, dubbed Europe's most haunted castle by some, is well known for being the final resting place of Selina Balfe's ghost. Balfes, a nobleman's daughter, shocked her father by becoming pregnant through a laborer, ruining her intended union with another noble family. Distraught, her father buried Balfes inside the structure. This account was apparently verified in 1930 when a young woman's body was discovered during renovations. James Hepburn, the fourth Lord of Boswell, was imprisoned at the castle and tied to a pillar for 10 years. During a rebellion against him and his wife Mary, Queen of Scots, Hepburn fled to Denmark, which was not the best course of action given that he had already dumped his Danish fiancée, Anna Rustung. Hepburn's ghost is believed to haunt the castle on horseback. From Elisa Lam to Richard Ramirez, the Cecil Hotel's history has been filled with bizarre horrors since it was built in 1924. Nestled within the busy streets of downtown Los Angeles lies one of the most infamous buildings in horror lore, the Cecil Hotel. The Cecil Hotel has seen a string of terrible and enigmatic events since it was built in 1924, giving it an unmatched reputation for the macabre. The hotel has been the scene of at least 16 separate murders, suicides, and mysterious paranormal occurrences. Some of America's most known serial killers have even temporarily stayed there. In the 1930s alone, the Cecil Hotel was home to at least 6 reported suicides. A few residents ingested poison, while others shot themselves, slit their own throats, or jumped out their bedroom windows. In light of the suicides, mishaps, and murders, Angelenos promptly dubbed the Cecil the most haunted hotel in Los Angeles. While sad events and suicide have made up a large portion of the hotel's death toll, the Cecil Hotel has also hosted some of the most heinous murders in American history. In the mid-1980s, Richard Ramirez, murderer of 13 people and better known as the Night Stalker, lived in a room on the top floor of the hotel for a mere $14 per night, during much of his horrific killing spree. In 1991, Austrian serial killer Jack Unterweger, who strangled street walkers with their own bras, also called the hotel home. Rumor has it that he chose the hotel because of its connection to Ramirez. And while some episodes of violence in and around the Cecil Hotel are attributed to known serial killers, some murders have remained unsolved. To pick one of many, a local woman known around the area named Goldie Osgood was found deceased in her ransacked room at the Cecil. She had been assaulted before suffering a fatal stabbing and beating. Another grimly noteworthy guest of the hotel was Elizabeth Short, who came to be known as the Black Dahlia after her 1947 murder in Los Angeles. In 2013, Canadian college student Elisa Lam was found deceased inside the water tank on the roof of the hotel 3 weeks after she had gone missing. The hotel is currently undergoing a $100 million renovation and being turned into $1,500 a month micro-apartments. Some people prefer to unwind while on vacation. You know the drill: sunny skies, warm beaches, and poolside drinks. But, for certain people, something off the normal circuit is in order off the beaten path. These eerie getaways provide the chance to either spook yourself out trying or have a small taste of the supernatural if that's the kind of vacation you're searching for. In addition to haunted lodging options throughout the world, such as in New Zealand and Wales, there are spots all over the United States where you may spend the night looking for ghosts. These hotels are the most haunted to stay in if you're seeking the ideal Halloween getaway, but keep an eye open. We hope you enjoyed our list of spooky stays around the world. Stay tuned for more great videos. We would appreciate it if you like and subscribe.